What's up? It's been a minute. Yep. Just had really nothing to say, nothing really that I cared to say, but I realized that maybe I should start just talking about anything that I hear that of any minute interest or anything like that. And that came to me when we had no power for about 32 to 35 hours, and it was extremely cold in here in the house. Whole block plus more had no power. And so with no power, didn't have to listen to any silly, crazy people. And that was cool. And I'm talking about that from YouTube. That's really what I'm talking about. And getting back to listening to my regular shows and uploads, that Matt Gaetz, this is from Ring of Fire, Farron Cousins. Yeah, the Ring of Fire, this was hosted by Farron Cousins. And Matt Gaetz goes into an idiot racist thing that he had no, I promise you, he didn't know it was racist, but it's racist. Well, because he's talking about losing Karens. And here's the thing, you're not losing Karens, but you're gonna gain Jamals and Julios. Okay, here's the thing. Julio and Jamal, yes, those are stereotypical ethnic names from practically yesteryear. That was the Julios was a little bit before Fred Sanford, back in I think it was the late 60s. But honestly, that was kind of messed up because Hispanic names that white people couldn't pronounce, they just call them Julio. That's what they would do. And Jamal came from the Addams Family, the reboot, where this black kid was named Jamal, and they didn't know if it was Jamal or J-Mail or whatnot, and kept mispronouncing it. And the black kid just had to sit there and eat it. While I'm telling you, not just black families, but other ethnic groups were probably scratching their brains in anger, wishing to correct this woman. So that's one reason why that movie sort of got downplayed, which is why Matt Gaetz is getting downplayed, because one should know better, but y'all gonna hate this part the most. Y'all gonna really dislike me, but hey, I'm not emboldened to say anything, and I don't owe anyone, and I'm just free. I got low subscriber count, and low views. So white people are easy to believe and trust are racist until they show you otherwise. Matt Gaetz, is in such a circle of entitlement. He had no idea. I promise you, he had no idea that what he was saying was racist. None at all. Just like little kids saying, "Let's go, Brandon," when it's just a substitute for swearing, but kids should never swear. But it's okay if you're going to stick it to the liberals, and you're especially going to have it on video showing off how much your children, the next generation, is going to be for Trump. So that's what that is. That's what that is. And yes, he could have said anything, but he chose that. Matt Gaetz fails in one strong area, is the fact that he thought a Karen was a white woman, when a Karen is just an out of control, self-entitled person that goes mentally nuts when they don't get what they want, how they want, and when they want it. That's what a Karen is. The issue is that all these Karens were white. That's what they were at first, because that was during the pandemic. Actually, it was just before the pandemic when they were calling the cops on minorities, primarily black people that would get video, but others got videotaped too. It was white women calling cops that they knew would harass, beat down, or shoot black people. They would scream and yell and make up lies right there on camera and think there would be no consequence because they're white, because they're racist. So Karens were also racist. But during the pandemic, and a little bit further, not only did Karens just stop being white women, they started being white men. Then they started being black women, black men, Hispanic women, Hispanic men, Asians, and anything in between and beyond. Islander, Asian, it didn't matter. A Karen is an out of control person in general that's self-entitled and feel they've lost power or want to gain power over someone else. That's what it evolved to over the few years that it's been around. So while Karens can hold every single one of those definitions, technically a Karen is just a person that is extremely self-entitled and feel that they've lost that power and want to flex that power. Just out of control, pissed off and angry, and want to get some revenge, or as I said, flex that ability, flex that power. And that is base core, just a self-entitled white woman that think they can do whatever they want without consequence. And they go crazy in public. If you don't like that, you shouldn't have been that way. And if you're white and you hate what I'm saying, get your white people under control, so they don't go and shoot up any schools or churches full of black people or anything like that, or go screaming into the airways about Jesus and masks and stuff without knowing anything. How about doing that? That would help not just the minorities a great deal, but it'd help you white people a good bit too. I think we're all in the same bucket on this blue marble floating in this galaxy. And I really do think that we should all truthfully and honestly get along, legitimately, just get along. What you gonna do, run off the planet? Just saying, get along. Or you can go to SpaceX, but they got a habit of blowing up and getting people getting fired at the worst times. Good luck.